NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the square table. Good call. And now, here is your host, Chris Berman.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Championship Sunday's NFL Primetime. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson.
Whoa, what a day.
Whoa. Yeah, but these championship games, Tom, it's been 5 years since either one of them, AFC or NFC, was decided by less than 10 points. They're a mere formality. Except when you get the Patriots playing the Colts with so much dripping going in. The de facto champs every year, the New England Patriots, against the team that's done so much except climb the mountain to beat those Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts. What would happen at the Big Horseshoe in the AFC Championship game? This would be epic. Tony Dungy's Colts, would this be their time for Peyton Manning? Oh, can't win the big. This Tom Brady, all he does is win big ones, along with Coach Bill Belichick. 12-1 together in the postseason. And talk about a big one on 4th and inches. Corey Dillon breaks a big one. 35 yards on what looked like just a gamble for a yard. The Patriots in business. Later in the drive, 3rd and inches from inside the 5. Lawrence Boney Maroney, it's a fumble. And whap! And then where's the ball? It's like a grease pig. Whap! Logan Mankins scores the first touchdown of the AFC title game. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, fumble by Maroney in the red zone. Seems like the Colts should have picked it up. Ball squirts out. Opportunistic Mankins gets on the ball. Looks like the same old story for the Patriots.
And Peyton Manning, he can't watch. So what do? They're down 7-0. He goes to Reggie Wayne, but Asante Samuel had a couple of beautiful knockaways early. This is Ellis Hobbs, settled for an Adam Vinatieri field goal for Indianapolis at 7-3. 4th and 6. Another 4th down gamble for Belichick and Brady and company. And Troy Brown and
Band of Renown.
27 yards. Another big play for the oldest Patriot. He's been with him since 93. Corey Dillon. And whoop! And nobody gets a hand on. Don't tell me that old Colts rush defense is coming back.
You know, I've always thought he's a great contact runner. That time he didn't have any contact.
14-3, and Asante Samuel is going to make it 21-3. Samuel had a pick for a touchdown against the Jets. 3 now in his postseason career, tying the postseason mark by the Hall of Famer Willie Brown.
I'd vote the receiver and the quarterback. Great jump on the ball.
So 21-3, field goal makes it 21-6 at the half. Colts get the second half kickoff. Manning to Marvin Harrison, who was quiet, but that was 13 yards. Manning to Reggie Wayne in traffic, but it's a first down. Now 3rd and goal from the 1. Remember, this drive begins the 3rd quarter. Peyton scoring a touchdown. Wait a minute. Now we got Lineman. We got Peyton Manning. It's 21-13, a 76-yard, 14-play drive. 3-and-out Patriots. Manning to Dallas Clark. Down the seam for 25 yards. This was open quite a few times. Then Manning to Reggie Wayne. Ellis Hobbs playing defense. Played it with his back. Flag.
Yeah, face guarding was the call. Never got his head around. Actually, the coverage was pretty good. He just never got his head around to the football.
And Manning's going to go find Wayne. No, Harrison. No, it's Dan Klecko, son of Joe, former Patriot. Wait a minute now. Mankins has scored. Klecko has scored. And now for 2, that's Marvin Harrison. Manning to Marvin Harrison. It's a touchdown, and it's like getting 21 the hard way in a casino. We're tied until very next kickoff. Ellis Hobbs. Vinatieri can't get him. And Ellis Hobbs goes almost all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Touchdown for the Patriots.
Foot apparently wasn't out to start it, and so now New England regains the lead. 4th quarter now. Colts on the move. Manning. What a pass. What a catch for Dallas Clark. 23 yards. Yikes. Later in the drive. You thought you've seen it all in this game already? Dominic Rhodes fumbles at the 1. Who has it? Who has it? Saturday night's all right for fighting. It's Jeff Saturday that's going to fall out at the center. Touchdown Colts.
Your lineman picks one up. My lineman picks one up.
Well, and then my other lineman catches one. Are you kidding me here? Riche Caldwell is wide open. Sometimes when it's so easy, you drop it, I guess.
Uncovered.
And so the Patriots miss a chance for a touchdown. They lead again 31-28, 7.5 to go. Manning, Dallas Clark, another seam. 52 yards for the big fella. Boy, they thought they were going to lose him to knee surgery in the middle of the year. He's back with a vengeance. Adam Vinatieri, good. 36-yard field goal. 5.5 to go, tied at 31. Now Tom Brady. Daniel Graham, 25-yard pickup. How would they miss Vinatieri? Well, with the youngster, Steven Gostkowski, his kickoffs were big time, and he nails a 43-yarder. The Patriots regain the lead 34-31. 3.5 to go now, 2.5 to go. Brady's pass. Troy Brown. Oh, Bob Sanders. But it is third down. They do break it up. Patriots forced to punt. Peyton Manning, just before the 2-minute warning, to Brian Fletcher, and he gets out of bounds. It was a big play because they have one more second. It's almost like a free play time. To Reggie Wayne, and they cash in for 14 yards, and a roughing the passer penalty called as well. And so now that marches the ball deeper. So when Joseph Adai on 3rd and 2 bursts through the middle, Saturday and company doing the job, the Colts lead 38-34. How'd he get right up the middle?
Yeah, good trap blocking.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning knows, wait a minute, Brady has the ball with a minute. I don't want to watch him hit Ben Watson. Tick, 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 tick. 19-yard gain. Brady, 30 seconds to go to Heath Evans. Into Colt territory. Gain of 15. He can't watch. He knows what's going to happen. But then another name that you might not expect. It's Marlon Jackson. Interception, down. Brady dejected. Colts bench. They know it. My goodness, it's going to happen. We're going to the Super Bowl. Take a knee. Shake a hand. And the Indianapolis Colts down 21-3 for Coach Tony Dungy. Peyton Manning, they've rolled in the second half, facing that huge deficit. The Colts win it 38-34 on a 7-play, 80-yard drive that took just 77 seconds. The Colts do it. They beat the Patriots. Talk about monkeys off backs. It's much more than that.
I said a little prayer there on that last drive. I don't know if you're supposed to pray for stuff like that, but I said a little prayer there. Yeah, I'll say one thing about our last drive there. There's no question that, and Coach Dungy, this came from him, that we certainly wanted to score a touchdown on that last drive. But we did not want to score too fast once we got down there, and because you do not want to give Tom Brady that much time.
I thought it was poetic justice to win the game that way. Peyton's been great for us. Anybody who doesn't know how great a player he is, they haven't watched a lot of football. But that was a drive, a classic drive, and that's how quarterbacks get judged. And now he's got one on his side of the ledger.
I think everyone fought pretty hard, and you know it was going to be a 60-minute game. Even when we're up 21-3, you knew at some point, they're gonna come back. So we played, very well in the first half and just really let it slip away in the second.
Comebacks in championship game history, or we should add Super Bowl. The largest comeback in a Super Bowl is 10 points. So this 18-point comeback down 21-3 of the Colts against the Patriots, the largest in the history of championship game football, which goes back to the history of the National Football League. So congratulations to the Colts. 25 years ago was the catch. 20 years ago was the drive in which you were on the Denver Broncos. If they're climbing the mountain, what do we call this, Tom? The ascension?
I'll go with that.
They climb the mountain, and it would have to be in a preposterous fashion, wouldn't it?
Yeah, congratulations, Bill Polian, Coach Dungy, Peyton, the rest of the Colts. I thought it was an outstanding team effort. Everybody did their job. This defense has held each of their 3 playoff opponents under 100 yards. That's something that they didn't do all year. So they stepped up their game. You knew that Peyton Manning eventually was going to play very, very well. I think he did that following that pick to Asante Samuel. He played outstanding football. Joseph Adai has become a real threat and a weapon as their running back and does an outstanding job of blitz pickup as well, which I think is just as important to them. And the Patriots, what do you say? They've won 3 championships in the course of the last 5 years, this one being the 6th. It almost was, maybe 4 out of 6, but you can't win them all.
Oh, they're in position to do it. My goodness, we know that. But the Indianapolis Colts scored 32 points, Tom, in the second half alone against the team which, A, set a new franchise record for fewest points allowed, the Patriots. B, they didn't allow 32 points in a single game all year. As a matter of fact, the most they allowed was 27 back on November 5th, a game the Colts beat the Patriots. So that puts into perspective a little bit more of what the Indianapolis Colts were able to do. And again, if you're going to do it, all right, let's see, Jeff Saturday, Everybody. Dan Klecko's going to score one. Logan Mankin's going to score. Half the touchdowns, when you add in Samuels, half the touchdowns of the game were scored by non-offensive players.
Yeah,
normal.
Yeah, and I think that what you look at there is, again, this the team effort. Yes, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are always going to get most of the attention. But when you start talking about winning championships, there's going to be contributions coming from everywhere, and that's what I thought you saw today.
And I know that it's dangerous to talk about history within a few hours of when something's happened, but you know what? When we look at the reels through 20 years from now, the great champ.
This one.
We'll be right there, because two of the greats went at it, and two of the great coaching staffs, and now it's the Colts going up against, well, who would it be in the NFC Championship game? Bears or Saints in the cold in Chicago.
At the World Beer Cup, over 2,000 beers are judged from 540 breweries in 56 countries. And in 2006, one of those beers won gold for Best American Style Light Lager for the 4th time. In fact, Miller Lite's won more awards at the World Beer Cup than any other light beer. For award-winning taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, good call.
One of the great things that I think I've been able to do in my life is seize opportunities. I wasn't even a starter. The guy in front of me got hurt, and I had a chance, and I took that chance and had a big day, and I was a starter ever since. And so opportunities are seldom perfect, but I've learned that if you're not ready for them, they may not come again.
E-Squared Lithium, the world's longest lasting AA battery and high-tech devices. Energizer, keep going.
Meet the Dollar Millionaires. From vintage pleather to McDonald's double cheeseburgers, these folks are all about the Washingtons. Looks like Rachel here has this season's it accessory. No wonder she rolls with such a handsome entourage.
These people live like money grows on trees. Trees they can't find.
But they have no trouble finding luxurious meals on the dollar menu. Now I'd buy that for $1.
Bears fans, your team just won the NFC Championship game. And now, direct from NFL Shop, you can own the Chicago Bears Championship T-shirt and cap. It's the official championship T-shirt and cap worn by the Bears players and coaches during the post-game celebration. Own a piece of Chicago Bears history. Call 1-866-NFC-6565 or visit NFLshop.com now.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, always a good call.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime Championship Edition, the NFC game between the upstart New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. Saints in their first ever NFC title game, but they'd have to do it in the snow. Would Rex Grossman have played well against Seattle? Would he do well, or would it be the high-flying Drew Brees, Reggie Bush, and the top-ranked offense in the NFL, Marcus Colston? And all of a sudden, trouble for the Saints. Chris Harris strips the rookie Colston of the ball. Nathan Vasher comes up with it for Chicago. Coach Sean Payton said, "You young man, you got to stay with it." The Saints hold to a field goal, 3-0. The beer man, Michael Lewis, was ice-cold beer man on this day. It's a fumble. Saints challenge. Watch the replay. Looked like Lewis's knee was that club, but call upheld, Chicago ball.
And I think the official was attempting to judge whether the ball was slightly loose before his knee hit the ground. Close call, they didn't overturn it.
Again, the Saints hold the Bears to a field goal by Robbie Gould. Now he's kicked another one, 9-0, and now they're running. Thomas Jones, 33 yards for a big first down. Here in the second quarter now, second and goal from the 2. It's Jones. Cedric Benson carried much of the first quarter, but boy, then Jones got going. 16-0 Chicago just after the 2-minute mark. Can New Orleans get something going at all? Drew Brees says, just let us get in the game. Brees to Colston. What a catch that was. First down, New Orleans. Later in the drive, Breeze to Colston, touchdown, and hey, maybe game on. 16-7, all those field goals the Bears got, not the touchdowns. So now, Breeze, ball again early third quarter. Reggie Bush, whoop, makes the move on Daniel Manning, and he could go all the way into the end zone. He later would apologize to his coach, Sean Peyton, said, got caught up in the moment. I shouldn't have done that, but I should have done the 88 yards.
Yeah, this is a little flatten up. You see Colston get the rub for him right there on the inside cover guy. Reggie Bush with that great speed only needs a step. Once he gets the step, the great cut right there off the left leg, and he is gone.
And so while Brian Urlacher and Harris talk it over, the defense gets involved. It's 16-14. Uh-oh, and you knew it right away. Intentional grounding in the end zone. That's a safety, and it's going to be 18-14 defense. Lance Briggs big on the play.
Yeah, you take another look there. Good pressure by the Bears, and actually we were watching Breeze's reaction. He knew right away that he was going to be called for intentional ground.
Never, they've been him in the Super Bowl, Tom, but never in an NFL or an NFC championship game have we seen a safety. Boy, we saw so many things on this that we'd never seen before. It's just 18-14 at this point. Saints had momentum. Bears 25-14.
Yeah, and making that catch in that weather, incredible.
So Grossman doing it with passing. Berman, he was down. Let's 12-yard touchdown. Then Thomas Jones, a 15-yard touchdown. Lovie Smith gets doused. It's going to be 39-14, the Chicago Bears. The dejected Saints, what a story they authored this year. A classy handshake with Lovie Smith and Sean Peyton. Lovie Smith, at this time, was the first African-American head coach to get into the Super Bowl. His mentor, his friend, would join him, of course, later, which we've already seen. And so, on this day, the Chicago Bears have beaten the New Orleans Saints, and so the Bears go into the Super Bowl for the first time since their Super Bowl shuffle year, 39-14. The Bears, the rage.
I tell you, it doesn't get any better than that. When you're in this position, you don't know exactly how to act, what type of emotions you're supposed to have, but they're just all natural right now.
It's unbelievable, you know, the position we're in right now, and we want to take full advantage of it. And going to Miami, that's unbelievable. It's big time.
What they did in '85 was huge, and we have an opportunity to do that right now. But we're excited to have the opportunity, you know, to kind of put maybe them guys in the background for a little while.
The season was huge, and you know this whole season was dedicated to New Orleans and to the people of New Orleans. So we really wanted to, you know, just be a light and inspiration to the people, to the city, and we feel like we were able to do that this year.
From where we started a year ago to now, I don't think anybody in this room, or probably in America, thought that we'd be here. So I think we have a lot to be proud of.
It's probably the best team I've been around in regards to togetherness, guys caring about the team first. I think that makes it hurt that much more.
The numbers tell all you need to know in addition to the final score. Rushing yards, almost 200 yards. Thomas Jones setting a Bears postseason record, breaking the old mark in 1941 by George McAfee. Jones running for 123 yards. The turnovers, 4 for the Saints, none for the Bears, and the Bears got that one little penalty midway through the fourth quarter. So the Chicago Bears, I had a feeling, Tom, that they moved that boulder after the first game, that they could play a little freer and a little clearer and mistake-free football, and they're so good, they forced the most takeaways all this year, 44 plus 1 against Seattle, 45, and forced 4 today.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Lovie Smith and Coach Dungy both. You know, I understand the history of this league and how important it is that these two African-American coaches are now going to go coach the Super Bowl. To the Bears, I thought that they did an outstanding job of protecting the football. And when Rex Grossman protects the football, they beat people by 25 points. They've got great balance. The defense is led by a great player in Brian Urlacher. And then when I looked on the other side of the field, the Saints only had 12 runs during the course of the game. So the Deuce McAllister factor just never showed up today, and I thought it really put them out of kilter offensively.
The Saints had the Bears on their heels a little bit when they got back to 16-14, but then it was just the safety and the turnovers. And congratulations to Sean Peyton and the Saints. And
yes, great season.
And everybody will remember this story of what they did for and with the city of New Orleans, and hopefully it's a sign of better things to come and move forward. But it's the Chicago Bears that are moving forward on to Super Bowl 41 when they will play the Indianapolis Colts. A first look ahead, a fortnight in Miami.
Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
I don't just land tricks, I invent them. Winter X Games 11, it only happens here. Starts Thursday live at 9 on ESPN.
The all-new BMW X5. With room for 7, we've expanded on a great idea.
Looking for something.
Where's the Colt?
I got tired of people taking it. So I got a Visa check card. And if this gets stolen, I'm not liable for any fraudulent charges. And I get all that money back.
Bragging.
The Visa check card. Safer, better money. Life takes Visa.
Introducing O'Charlie's Originals, our biggest, boldest, and most popular flavors together for the first time. Like O'Charlie's Lemon Artichoke Chicken with sauteed artichokes and lemon butter sauce. Our Cajun-seasoned Louisiana sirloin topped with herb and garlic butter. And hot new flavors, like our soon-to-be famous crispy Thai shrimp. The original recipes that made O'Charlie's first in flavor together at last. At the corner of good food and good times.
New year, new Honda. Find your new Honda at your Central Ohio Honda dealers. Now lease an Accord LX for just $199 a month. Only $199 a month for 36 months. Hurry to your Central Ohio Honda dealers today. Find your new Honda for the new year at your Central Ohio Honda dealers. Right now, you can get incredibly low 0.9% financing on any 07 Element, Pilot, Odyssey, or Ridgeline. Hurry to your Central Ohio Honda dealers today.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
And so now on to Miami for Super Bowl 41. The Colts and Bears. The AFC won the regular season by far in interconference play. They've had the upper hand the last decade in Super Bowls, and so, as expected, the Colts about an early 7-point favorite in this game. Colts haven't been there since the Baltimore Colts won Super Bowl V in the Jim O'Brien's game. And the Bears, of course, in their Super Bowl shuffle of 1985. I think in this year, Tom, it is interesting that, last year Pittsburgh got hot at the end, but the Colts were the last to lose a game. They were 9-0. And the Bears were the second to last to lose a game. They were 7-0. So early season, September, October brilliance paid off in the end. So these guys were at it from start to finish, although in the middle there, questions.
Yeah, and I think that's why as the season wore on, we had questions about both of these football teams. Where for the Colts, it was their run defense. They were giving up so many yards, we didn't think that they could get to the Super Bowl. For the Chicago Bears, it was the quarterback position. Is he going to be able to guide them to the Super Bowl? But I think as you look at their play in the playoffs, both of them came together. The defense of the Colts now, especially their rush defense, outstanding. And Rex Grossman, I believe, clearly understands as a team, if I don't go out and turn the ball over, good things will happen for the Chicago Bears.
And that Bear defense forced 49 turnovers during the year. Can they do that? And Peyton Manning's playing the game that we've always envisioned him playing in, and that would be the Super Bowl. When we come back, our game balls for Championship Sunday on NFL Primetime. Historic day.
Square Off is brought to you by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the square table. Join the debate at manlaws.com. Good call.
Wednesday, February 7th, Lost returns at a brand new time, 10/9 Central. 16 new episodes, no repeats. Lost returns Wednesday, February 7th at a new time, 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
NBA Wednesday, Rockets Spurs, 9 Eastern on ESPN.
At the World Beer Cup, over 2,000 beers are judged from 540 breweries in 56 countries. And in 2006, one of those beers won gold for Best American Style Light Lager for the 4th time. In fact, Miller Lite's won more awards at the World Beer Cup than any other light beer. For award-winning taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, good call.
Extreme power of Energizer E-Squared Lithium, the world's longest-lasting AA battery and high-tech devices. Energizer, keep going.
We gave the all-new Altima inspired design, advanced technology, aggressive performance, and what looked great on paper is even better on the road. Introducing the next generation Nissan Altima.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite and approved by the men of the square table. Good call.
My game ball goes to Peyton Manning. He's dreamt and worked so hard for this moment. 349 yards passing. He's going to the Super Bowl. He did all the homework. Now, Tom, he aced the test.
Boomer, my game ball has to be split between two coaches who made history today, the first two African-American coaches to coach in the Super Bowl. And we love them both. Tony Dungy, Lovie Smith. We know Tony a lot better, I think, than we know Lovie, but both outstanding men. And you know, I grew up to a history of playing the game early on where there were no black head coaches. So this is very gratifying.
And if there are youngsters, whether they be black, white, red, yellow, green, it doesn't really matter. Hey, I want to coach. See those guys in the Super Bowl? I'd like to do that one day. Not only is it historic, but maybe it is inspirational as well to a generation which we hope we're proud of one day. Well, we're proud of what we saw on Championship Sunday.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
For Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching. Colts Bears, have a good time.